This Bitcoin correction was a major trap, and on today's video I'm gonna be discussing all the data points for that exactly right now. I'm gonna be discussing the current ongoing Bitcoin trend, this massive downtrend which we are currently literally retesting right now. I'm discussing the most important charts, including the fact that if history is still any indication, next week is the week where the major rally should be starting, because the trap on October is right now over, and right now we should start to see October really going to get started. So on today's update video, I'm going to be doing a deep dive about that, what is currently happening with the US election and how this is going to be influencing the Bitcoin chart, guys. I've got some massive important information about the performance for Bitcoin after the US election, guys. All information you do not want to be missing out on. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap on that like button back above 1,000 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the imminent short term here on Bitcoin. And that is, first of all, that we're creating a new CME gap. CME gap trading around $62,000. And yes, Bitcoin is most likely going to be just hovering around this price over the course of the remaining of the weekend. And yes, like you know, we're probably going to come back towards the CME close price if we're going to be trading above it or below it, just like we did last week. So we created the CME gap, Bitcoin pumped above it, and then just a few hours or a day later, we filled up the CME gap already. And this tends to be happening almost every single weekend. So this was the weekend before, and it tends to be basically playing out every single time like this. So we're creating a CME gap around $62,513, and we're probably going to come back towards that price at the end of this weekend. And yes, if we're still looking at the 4-hourly time frame, we're still creating this major upward sloping support line, which we not exactly bounced from, but just moments before touching it, we already bounced towards the upside. And what I want to be pointing out with this line here is that Bitcoin, of course, still is creating higher lows on the lower side, even though the imminent short term we are creating lower lows, of course. We need to be seeing Bitcoin breaking above this previous high right here, because if we're going to be just seeing another rejection, and Bitcoin potentially breaks the support line as well, we're going to be seeing an ultimate bearish trend getting emerged on Bitcoin. But if we break above this previous high right now in the market, take out this high right here, move above it, then we're going to be seeing, of course, a confirmation of a bullish structure. So for that, we need to be watching and seeing what Bitcoin is going to be doing next there. But it's going to be very important to see how this is going to be playing out here. And yes, also if we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, guys, we're looking at this major downward sloping resist line where we actually got rejected from multiple times in a row right now here. And the moment Bitcoin is going to be breaking above this level is probably also the moment where we're going to be seeing that next move towards the upside. I think that, yes, this is not the only resistance, because as soon as we break above it, we're going to be running in towards this red box right here. This red box clearly previously around major resistance right here, major resistance right here. And if we clear this resistance line, I think that the major resistance is still going to be found somewhere around $64,000. But as soon as we do break above that level, which is also the previous range high, we could be looking for a bigger continuation higher. So ultimately not looking all too bad for Bitcoin if we can break above that level, because then the trend would ultimately still be bullish. And one of the reasons why I said in my video, beginning of my video, this was likely a massive trap for Bitcoin is due to the fact of this chart right here. The on-balance volume has basically spiked significantly ever since Bitcoin went down yesterday. And that means that probably sellers were too excited to sell their Bitcoin very quickly. And that meant that probably we are seeing a massive bear trap right there. I mean, the bear trap is already over, but we saw a major amount of people really getting flashed out in the market. And we see it also on the move towards the upside. If you see a lot of volume coming in right there, it means, of course, first of all, it's a strong confirmed move here, but also it means that people are getting too overexcited. And while the volume is so high, if the buyers are going to get exhausted, we're probably going to come down here. And that is what we have seen in this entire range right here. But so I want to be pointing out that very important information. And also, guys, we've been looking at October. October is, of course, a great month in terms of performance, but really where the real performance starts here is week 42. And week 42 is going to start on this Monday. And if we're looking at all the previous Octobers, like in 2020, 2023, every single time we've seen a major trap in October in the beginning of the month, and then at the end of the month, we've seen a massive rally towards the upside. So I still believe this is going to be playing out here. So yeah, and if you're looking at this data right here as well, you see that usually in week 41, we're still having negative data, but as soon as we're going to be entering week 42, week 43, week 44, we're going to be having the best performance for Bitcoin. So ultimately, I am very excited for the performance of October. Still still, and it could be still, extraordinary in my opinion. Further on, we can see that currently the market is in extreme fear while the market is trading around the all-time highs, also considered very bullish. And if you're looking at Bitcoin returns in halving years here, which we are currently sitting in, we are definitely one of the worst performance so far of all the cycles. And if you believe still in the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, it would make a lot of sense that we're going to be catching up here anytime soon here. I mean, I always say Bitcoin doesn't repeat, but history tends to be rhyming. And right now, if history is going to be rhyming anywhere close, guys, we're still going to be having extraordinary performance in Q4, and that is exactly what I am currently expecting for Bitcoin. So I think it's a very bad timing to be panicking, especially also if you're holding a lot of altcoins, because if you look at this chart, guys, in terms of where is altcoin season going to get started, if history is any indication, just like I said earlier, it should be starting somewhere around right now in 30 to 40 days here, and maybe it's going to be taking a little bit longer, but in 30 to 40 days, altcoin season should really going to get started. And guys, if you right now want to be trading Bitcoin, altcoins, meme coins, I don't care what you want to be trading. If you want to be trading, don't forget to go to the highest link description of today's video, because if you press on this link right here, right now, you will come to this page where you can currently claim an insane free $500 airdrop position on Bybit by only signing up an account using that link below, guys. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to check it out. It's highly valuable if you are interested in trading. And yeah, I mean, the most amount of money I've made initially was with trading. And I mean, if you can understand it correctly, you can make a lot of money from it, especially in the bull market, whenever all these things are going just exponential. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. And yeah, it's a free $500 trade. So I would definitely not want to be missing out on that one. And yeah, currently also Bitcoin is still consolidating in this major bull flag pattern. I mean, we're still in the midst of it, but as soon as we're going to be breaking out of this pattern, we're just going to be seeing another major breakout happening. And whenever that major breakout happens, that is the point we're going to be seeing that next move higher. And yes, Bitcoin is creating a massive falling wedge pattern on the monthly time frame, discussed it multiple times. And you can see here on the weekly time frame, we're about to be having a bullish crossover on the MACD. And whenever this bullish crossover on the MACD does happen, guys, I mean, the last time that happened, Bitcoin went quite exponentially here towards the upside. And I would definitely not rule out, whenever we're going to be seeing this bullish crossover really happen, that this is going to be happening again for Bitcoin. And just looking quickly at the US elections, guys, ooh, this is looking so good for Bitcoin. I mean, Trump is currently leading 11% over Harris. And if he is going to be winning the election, guys, we're going to be having extraordinary performance because Trump is a pro-crypto president. And that is going to be ultimately very great for the markets. And you can see that currently, and you can see if we're going to be analyzing the post-election performance for Bitcoin, for crypto, guys, always after the US election, Bitcoin went just extraordinary exponential towards the upside. So why wouldn't this happen once again here? And this event is literally happening in 24 days from now on. So make sure to not get fooled. This is the worst time to be quitting crypto, because always after the US election, we go quite exponential. And yes, you can see it also over here on this chart to have a little bit more of a clearer view. But basically, guys, most likely, if history is still an indication, we're going to be going absolutely bananas. We're going to go bananas. We're going to be having an exponential rally, and that is, of course, what we're looking at. Also, the US election is happening exactly at the apex of this massive consolidation phase. So that ultimately also makes me very bullish on the market right now. And you can see this chart also. Everything is just lining up together that we're currently getting ready for a massive rally here in the market. So yeah, guys, I am very excited about what currently is happening and how we're going to be preparing right now for that next bull market. But anyways, guys, if you learned something from this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap up that like button, that would be highly appreciated. And I'll see you guys back again tomorrow on another update video. Peace out. Goodbye.